Security Council is going to be mostly about Iran. They're talking broadly about non-proliferation, but let's be very clear. Trump's toughest words yesterday were delivered against the Iranian regime. It sounded like what he was discussing against the North Koreans a year ago at the United Nations. Of course, now he's engaging with the North Koreans. The Europeans have already said that they're going to try to find a way to engage in financing around the United States and sanctions.
Is that going to work?
Will not work. They won't get it together fast enough. The Americans are the elephant in the room here, not like on North Korea where the Chinese the elephant in the room. So, I mean, he's not going to have consensus at the Security Council meeting.
But wait, stop for 1 second.
Yes.
Why won't it work? I know yesterday you tweeted it's not going to work. The Iran deal will be dead. But just give us a little more sense as to why that's going to fail.
Well, number one, because the Europeans themselves are incredibly divided in terms of how they should actually engage with the Iranians. It's not a big priority for them. They don't have a lot of money actually at stake. The concerns about being kept out of American banking system, SWIFT and the rest, is a real challenge for them. So they do want to say that they're going to do this, but when the German foreign minister said that they were thinking about alternative SWIFT system, Chancellor Angela Merkel within hours said that was dead on arrival. Now, there are clearly lots of disagreements inside these governments in Europe themselves. They're all angry that the Americans have unilaterally pulled out the Iranian deal. That doesn't mean they're all going to do anything about it. So the real problem here is the Iranians over the next couple of months are going to lose over 1 million barrels a day from export, and their economy is going to be in deep recession next year.
Already getting slammed and their currency is collapsing. Ambassador McFaul, how do you see this all playing out for Iran? And do you think there's any chance of a sit-down meeting between Trump and Rouhani anytime soon?
Well, first of all, with respect to this morning, the president will be isolated on his position on Iran, especially at the UN Security Council. Everybody else, the permanent members, all supported the Iran deal and still support the Iran nuclear deal. It doesn't mean they can save it, as Ian said, but on principle, on policy, they're not going to pivot to support President Trump just because he gave a fiery speech yesterday. As to the long term, you know, he's the master of being tough and then being soft, right? I think he said, Mr. Rouhani, President Rouhani, he's a very nice guy, an incredibly nice guy, something like that he tweeted. You know, his strategy is always to be tough, to provoke, and then to try to cut a deal. So far, I would say that strategy around the world hasn't worked very effectively, but, you know, I wish him well because we need to have a deal. We need to avoid war with Iran in the Middle East.